Joining us now is the president of Villanova University, Reverend Peter Donahue. Father Donahue, boy, I'm sure any school with a big alumni who goes on to do great things is, a source of pride. But this is about as big as it gets.
It's a big, yeah, it certainly is.
How are you feeling this morning?
I said to somebody yesterday, when you go onto the web pages and you look up colleges and universities, it's usually like, here's some famous alums. We couldn't get any more famous than this. So it's just an incredible honor for the school, for him, for the Augustinian community. So it was a surprise to everybody, a big surprise.
I can only imagine what a fun surprise this was. Of course, when he was at Villanova, he was simply known as Bob Prevost.
Correct.
Wasn't Pope Leo yet.
No.
We've heard from people who knew him that he's a fast texter, he's a tennis player, he's a White Sox fan. You knew him personally.
I know him personally. Yes. I just got an email from him.
Is that right? What did he say?
I wrote to him yesterday congratulating him, and I jokingly said to him, maybe I can get you for next year's commencement speaker. And he wrote back and he said, thanks, Peter, I appreciate it, but I'm probably going to be busy.
But he already responded.
But he responded right away. He does.
That's amazing.
Immediately, yeah. So.
Now, what more can you share about his personality? What's he like?
Well, the people that were just speaking about him really captured him. He's a really good listener. He's very personable. He enjoys being around people. He's got a wonderful sense of humor, but he's not real effusive. He's not going to get up in front of a crowd and start entertaining them, but he will join in the celebration. So he's really he likes to be around people, and he enjoys their company, and he has a wonderful way of engaging with people. I think he will. I think it was Christopher said it in the last moment. He's a really good listener. Yeah. And I think that's what's going to be really important, is that he listens. And even in the opening mass that he gave with the Cardinals, he spoke about building community. And that's a very Augustinian theme. And I think he will bring his Augustinian lifestyle and what he believes in to the papacy, and really work to bring people together, draw people in.
Yeah, on that note, we know, at least here in the U.S., people attending Mass has been declining.
Sure.
Do you think having now an American as a pope, it's going to boost that attendance? Will it bring people back?
I think it's more important that his message boosts their attendance, that being not that he's being from America or that he was born in America, he's from Chicago, or because as has been said, he has not spent a whole lot of time doing ministry in the United States. His ministry has really been outside.
True.
It's been in Latin America. And he, as prior provincial of the Augustinians, which he did for 12 years, he traveled the world. And the prior of the international community is really a person that's constantly dealing with people's issues, people's problems, conflicts that are going on in different cultures. And he did that for 12 years, so he traveled the world. But I think that people will respond, I'm hoping people will respond well to his message and what he calls people to be. And that's what will ignite them to come back.
I mean, his first message, his very first words after he was announced as Pope was, peace be with you.
Yeah.
And then he spoke about building bridges.
Exactly.
And opening dialogue.
Yeah.
How does that, I guess, inform his approach to the papacy?
I think it will be what his papacy is about. I think he's going to work to build those bridges. I think he's going to be an individual. I know he's an individual that really wants to gather people together, draw people together. I can only go on the experience I've had with him over the years, but when he was prior provincial of the Augustinians, he was a person that went around the world really engaging us as a community in the work we do and how we respond to people's needs, and calling us to live the life that we profess to live. So, it's practice what you preach, kind of thing.
Literally.
Yeah.
Very, very literally. Of course, as a journalist, I'm thinking when I get an email from the new Pope, I'd immediately respond back with, oh my gosh, how are you feeling? What's going through your mind right now? Did you have any additional interaction with him?
No. I'm sure he's been very, very busy.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
You think you're going to get a special blessing for the Wildcats next year?
We were talking about how could we engage him. Certainly, he will come to the United States, but eventually. But how do we bring him to campus? Because whenever he was in the States, he came to the campus.
Yeah.
So he really is. He's a big Villanova fan. He might be a White Sox fan. He's also a Villanova fan. He's a Wildcat at heart.
And I know he has spoken about how much family is important to him, and he's close to his family, of course. The Villanova family is part of that.
Yeah.
Father Donahue, so wonderful to have you here. Thank you so much.
Thank you.